Wow, it's great.
Yeah, we did it.
We're here again. This is Gourmet Scum Radio. This is Casey.
Crispin.
And man, since the last time, a lot of things have changed.
Yeah, our clothes, our location.
Maybe a haircut. Maybe you got a haircut. Well, you went to Florida.
I did go to Florida.
Tell them about that, because that's what they're here for.
It was fun. It was fun. It was like 50-50.
Oh yeah, it's wet.
It was yeah, the weather was, normally in Florida you know that it's going to rain, but it rains for like 10 minutes and then it's sunny again. This was not that. Apparently, this is the start of their rainy/hurricane season.
Ugh.
So it was a deluge. It was a downpour most of the time. But we made the best of it. We did manage to hit all 4 parks.
Good.
You rode some rides. I did ride the Pandora ride, which was fantastic. Only waited about an hour and a half, because we got there magic hour, they're called, which is like, you got to get there at like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
they'll open
the park. For those magic hour people, if you're like at a resort.
Yeah.
If you're part of the resort.
So it's not open to the public. It's just you.
Because you stayed
on a Disney resort.
Yeah, but it was still. I mean, it was
still a million people.
Tons of people,
yeah.
But the line really didn't feel that bad.
Well, you get to watch all that Avatar stuff as you're.
Well, I'm talking about even before that.
Oh, okay.
Because the line, I mean, it stretched to another part of the park. But it was going so fast.
Okay.
So it was about an hour and a half wait. But then, like, when the park opened, you could see the wait time.
It's 5 hours.
And it, like, kept going up. And it got to, like, over 3 hours for people, behind us.
I've done it for stuff, but it's not like... We waited...
Ridiculous.
How long did we wait for that Harry Potter thing last year? That was like 2 hours.
I don't think so. Maybe it felt that way, but it really wasn't.
Okay.
It really wasn't. I would not wait 3 hours for this Avatar ride.
Would you wait 3 hours for any ride?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. It's kind of ridiculous. But, it worked out. And it was a fantastic ride. I mean, it was super fun. It was scary, but fun scary.
Really?
It was it was really, really cool. They did a good job. That, when you actually get to the, I guess, Pandora part of it,
yeah, from
the line, it was actually really cool. So the wait really wasn't that bad because you have to go up, these mountains, through the mountains before you even get into, where the labs are and everything.
Yeah.
So it's
like those floating mountains, I guess? Or
yeah, you are, I mean, you see the floating mountains.
Okay.
But you're going up this mountain and then you go through the mountains, you're underneath the mountains. And it was really cool, very detailed. They did a fantastic job.
They spared no expense.
No, not at all. I mean, this was Disney money for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it was good. And then, we did some rides that... This was my 3rd time at Disney World, and I didn't do these rides the previous time, so we did classic rides.
Like Magic
Pirates of the Caribbean.
How's
we did
that?
Space Mountain. Pirates was fun,
It's
I mean,
new
they're just...
Pirates, right? Johnny Depp Pirates?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I had never done it,
and
it was fun. I liked it. It's just you're just traveling on water, but the atmosphere is so cool, and looking at all the things that they build inside those things, really neat. Yeah, we did, I did do Space Mountain, and I regret it.
Was it scary?
I hated it. You know, and like Katie was like, believe me, it's really not that bad. And she hadn't done it since she was a kid.
Yeah.
So she came out of it going, it's a little worse than I remember it. And so I hate it. I really hated it. I don't do
What do you do?
roller coasters.
What was it? Because
It's an indoor roller coaster.
Okay.
With the lights out.
Was there any lights?
A little bit here and there, like space, like things like that. Because they didn't change it to Star Wars in Orlando. They did that in Hollywood.
Okay. Which is
so that is Hyperspace Mountain, but this was just Space Mountain. At first, when you first go, I left my eyes open, but then like when it started to, when I realized that wait a minute, this is a roller coaster, my eyes were shut. It didn't matter that it was black. Like I was
and
just
you just felt the.
Oh my god! Like you are going up, down, like side. Like I was just I was so pissed, and I was like, well, I'm never doing that again.
I think I would have liked that because I like indoor roller coasters. I don't know why. Maybe because I can't see the ground, I feel safer. So like the Mummy ride that we did, even though it was scary, it was a lot of fun. And like the Aerosmith ride was all indoor. And you went upside down and all you're hearing is like... And like everything's like...
No way.
It was crazy.
Way. And like Katie's like, yeah, when we go to Universal, let's do that Mummy ride. I'm like, no. I don't think I was like, there's no way.
It was
like,
scary.
It's not as bad as Space Mountain. I'm like, I don't trust you. Like,
yeah.
So, but we did manage to have some fun. We swam at our resort like the first day because the first day
was beautiful.
Was actually really sunny, really nice. But then that night it started to rain while we were at downtown Disney. Or Disney Springs as it is now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would probably say because of the rain, probably the best thing that we did was eat. I mean, almost everything we ate was
good,
delicious.
Yeah.
And we stayed at the Port Orleans French Quarter Resort, which is considered a moderate resort.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved the whole thing. The atmosphere, the food, the ambiance, everything was great. That pool was great. The food, I mean, it was just top notch. So we would definitely stay at that resort again.
Wouldn't you want to stay awesome. Though at a Star Wars resort next time though?
Well, I mean, when we go in 2020, it ain't gonna be there.
It ain't gonna be there?
Nope.
Oh.
2021 is when the Star Wars resort opens.
Man.
So.
Doesn't mean it won't go back.
I guess it's $1,000 a night.
Oh my gosh. Really?
So it's for, super rich people.
It's for the patrons of Canto Bite.
I guess
apparently.
So, yeah.
That's insanity.
I know.
Plus the cost of Disney, plus tickets to get down there.
I'm sure there's going to be some like vacation package that people are going to be able to
There
do.
better be. Because that's bananas. Jeez.
So.
All right, well that
was good. We saw Deadpool 2 there while we were there.
Still need to see it.
At the Dolby, one of those crazy Dolby cinemas.
Yeah.
Where the sight and sound is supposedly like top quality.
Did you feel like it was?
Honestly, it was fine.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't blow me away. I mean, it is crisp and everything, but honestly, I was like, okay, this is kind of like an IMAX.
Yeah.
But a little smaller, because the screen was big, and IMAXs are crystal clear.
Right.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
And so was this. I don't know.
Well, I mean, compare it to a Regal or an AMC. Was it better than those?
Oh, well, yeah.
It's just not as good as an IMAX.
Yeah. But people say like this is supposed to be better than the IMAX. Well, it was fine. It
seems like a bold statement.
It was fine. But I went free because I'm an AMC person anyway, so it was cool. There are upcharges for those premium theaters, but I don't know. It was good. And Deadpool 2, fine. It was fine. I thought it was just fine.
I've heard it from many people, even hardcore Deadpool fans, that it's good. It's not as good as the first one.
It is.
It's just good. It is. You know, we'll see it. I do want to see it.
I mean, I'll own it
Yeah.
when it comes out, but I'm not running out to see it again in the theaters. Like, it didn't. It was fine, you know? And the big, like...
I don't know.
Don't spoil
I actually don't.
End credit or
I don't
the
know.
mid-credit.
Yeah. Don't even know what it is.
Meh.
Have no idea.
Like, the fact that people are saying, this is the best end credit sequence of any end credit sequence. No, it's not.
Is that what people are saying?
Yes.
What's a better end credit sequence?
I mean, there's plenty of the Marvel end credit sequences that are better than this. This is just funny. It's just clever, but it doesn't propel anything. It is just a goof. It's like a funny thing.
Okay.
That's it. It's,
all right.
You know, but whatever. But yeah, you know, great, good,
okay.
yeah. I mean, you know, some people out there are loving it. That's great.
Yeah,
that's cool. You are, you know, finding some otherworldly enjoyment out of it.
Not for you.
It was fine. I'll own it. I'll watch it again. Yeah. But
all right. Well,
what I'm more excited for, I think, is what's next. You know what I mean?
Like when
X-Force.
Disney owns it?
No, like X-Force.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
because it's clearly, I mean,
this is a prelude to X-Force?
I mean, it clearly,
I've heard that.
It's not even like, there's no reason to do another Deadpool movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's null and void after this point. So.
Okay.
I'm excited to see X-Force.
Huh.
So.
Well, that's good. I know Rob Layfield loved it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I guess that's the creator being a little over excited about,
of course,
you know.
Of course.
But for him to say it's the funnest summer adventure of all time, I mean, it's not, folks. It isn't. But it's fun.
It's good. It's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
I'll see it. Well, let's talk about another type of adventure.
Yeah. Let's get thick. Let's get so low with Solo. Let's get in those trenches.
So I think we should say, first of all, as you've heard us on many podcast episodes, and in a couple of the Gourmet Scum Warlock episodes, we didn't care about this movie. Expectations were as low, as so low, as it could possibly get.
I mean, and quite honestly, like, in the end, I guess the movie isn't necessary. In fact, most of these Star Wars stories don't really seem to be necessary at all.
For now.
Now listen, we are huge Star Wars fans.
Check it. Check these shirts out.
Well,
that's how big a fan
you've heard us on the podcast.
We talk about Star Wars in every single episode,
Star Wars,
whether it has anything to do with it or not.
I was a Star Wars baby, born in '77. The first film I ever saw in theaters, but I don't remember, was Empire Strikes Back. Family tells me over and over again that was the first movie they all took me to see. I'm Star Wars toys. Star Wars is in the blood. It's in our family now. It's one of the things my wife and I bonded over. Of course, my kid is a huge Star Wars fan. Our rooms are filled with Star Wars shit. We love Star Wars. But I honestly really don't care too much about LucasFilm constantly giving us these character movies of characters that we know and that we already love and that have already been established in other films. I just don't...
I mean, Rogue One didn't have characters that we knew.
Well, Darth Vader.
Other than Darth Vader, but that is... well, it's not even arguably. It is the best scene in the entire film.
And, Tarkin.
But he was cool.
And things of
and
that
Leia
nature.
Was cool.
But what I'm saying is, I just don't care.
Right, I know.
Like, I don't understand why they keep doing this. Like...
Well, I think that with what they're going to do with the Game of Thrones dudes, what they're going to do with Rian Johnson is that... And obviously what they're going to do with Jon Favreau. Well, I guess I can't say obviously, but... They are getting past... Well, I'm saying with the Jon Favreau thing... my dream is that he's doing like a Tales from the Underworld series, and it does incorporate some people like Bosk. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Some people fine, but to center your movie.
Oh, I don't
like
want.
Yoda, or whatever. Those types of.
Well, and we'll talk. Boba Fett.
It's like, but, and I'm not even sure if they will go through with that.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
You want to talk about that real quick? James Mangold announced. Because I don't know if is it on StarWars.com?
No.
Okay.
Lucasfilm hasn't officially announced Obi-Wan or hasn't officially announced Boba Fett. It was Hollywood Reporter and Deadline and those sites like that who have those secret...
I do tend to trust the Hollywood Reporter.
Yes.
Personally.
But we haven't had officially Lucasfilm come out to say anything yet because I feel like... I don't know. Especially with the box office of what we're about to talk about. I don't know. The only one for me, and really it seems like a lot of the hardcore fans out there want to see is Obi-Wan.
Yes.
That I'm excited for.
That what is it? 19 years?
But other than that,
years of stories that can be in that time.
Like, I would rather, like, if this Boba Fett thing isn't Boba Fett, a Star Wars story, but if it's, like, a bounty hunter thing...
Yeah.
That's good, because, I mean, doing a movie centered around Boba Fett...
I don't care.
It's just stupid. It's just very stupid. It's just, like all the Lando talk, the Lando movie. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, how about stuff that we haven't seen before... in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
In the vast regions of space.
The Outer Rim.
Like, let's get some more of that. And yes, I believe the Favreau and the Ryan Johnson and all that stuff. But I think Favreau will have some... I think there's going to be some characters.
Yeah.
And even the Game of Thrones dudes, I think there might be some mentions.
But
depending on where they go.
the Game of Thrones thing is... Knights of the Old Republic.
Well, who knows?
Or whatever.
It's
a think. It's not obviously, as Star Wars fans, speculation is probably in our bones just as much as the Force. I mean, we all have our own ideas.
And the Force don't stop.
That's true.
Michael Jackson will tell you.
But the Boba Fett, to me, yes, it would only be good if it's with other bounty hunters.
If it's like a bounty hunter movie,
then that could be really cool and fun.
That would be fun and like... high adventure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that'll be cool. But it's like discovering who...
I don't want that. Or if it's Boba Fett, as long rumored, escaping the Sarlacc pit and then going off on an adventure as like a bounty. Then I could also...
Who knows?
But who
knows? Lucasfilm might be rethinking everything right now as far as these standalone Star Wars stories go. Which is a shame because I really want Obi-Wan to happen.
Yeah. Okay, so we didn't want Solo to happen, or we didn't care.
We didn't
about
give a
Solo.
shit really about Solo. Yeah. It seemed kind of pointless.
I don't know anyone who cared. Like when that announcement was made at Celebration and he came out, everyone was just like, "Okay, like cool for you, kid." Even in the casting, yes, great, Donald Glover is Lando. That makes sense, but still, it's like. Okay, I don't feel like anybody from any perspective really was excited to see a Han Solo movie. I don't think any Star Wars fan was like, this is what I want. So yeah, came in with extremely low expectations. And I watched more trailers for this one than I had watched for any of the Star Wars movies because, again, I didn't care. What's the spoiler? He comes back 10 years later and we see him in A New Hope. I mean, like, he does the Kessel Run. Okay, he gets the Millennium Falcon. Like, what's the spoiler in any of these trailers? I just didn't care again.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What did you think?
Well, it was great. It was great. I really loved it. It was a super fun adventure Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I went with, there was 4 of us in my group at IMAX, and then there was another couple dudes that I knew previously from work, and we all sat in the back row, and we all got up, and we were all like, why do people not like this? Like, where is the negativity coming from? That was a blast.
Yeah.
I was smiling almost pretty much the entire movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where I was just like,
yeah,
this is fun. And I was like
smiling. I had some tears here and there.
Me. And then I lost that face.
Katie and my son both loved it. They were having a ball with it. Like, it's a lot of fun.
So much fun.
Super, like, I mean, it's just an adventure movie.
Yeah.
It just is an adventure / Western. I mean, it's really, really cool. I mean, there's things in it that aren't that great. But there's things in a lot of movies that aren't that great. But we still love the movies. And this is one of them. I think Star Wars fans, there's a large portion of the fandom that, like... and I guess it could be like that with any fandom. Who Star Wars literally is their life.
Oh, for sure.
And they, like...
For sure.
If it's not going the way that they want it to go, then... It ruins,
game over.
It ruins their entire existence.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous, and it kind of happened with The Last Jedi, and I guess that effect is sort of, seeping its toxic waste into these Lucasfilm, I guess, going forward, because clearly it had some sort of an impact with the box office, because Solo, right now, it's Memorial Day. It has made, maybe it's going to make $107 million from Thursday night previews to Memorial Day. And that's the higher end.
You're saying not counting Memorial Day money, potentially making money today, even though it's beautiful out, so God knows who's going to the theater today.
Well, it could... Like, the low end is 103 coming in today.
Yeah.
But the high end for today is 107.
And it's the most expensive Star Wars movie ever made because of the reshoots.
Yeah. And then overseas it only made $65 million altogether.
Well, what do you think the reason is? I mean, you kind of said a little bit about The Last Jedi, but...
I don't. It could be that, and it could be fans just didn't want to see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look interesting to them.
Do you also think, because I do, summer and releasing it around 2 mega movies? I think they should have kept it in December, and I think it would.
They should have kept it in December, but I don't think, because this is when Star Wars movies came out.
It was 30, well, not 30 years ago,
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith, but fine. But I think, like, the landscape's also changed a lot since then.
Well, and also could have been, 2 Star Wars movies 6 months apart.
Right. Right. Not even. People
not liking Last Jedi, and then 5 months later they're getting a movie that nobody really wanted.
Right.
So it's all those factors, I think. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like Lucasfilm should just stick to December.
I do too.
And 1 movie a year.
I don't agree with that. I mean, I don't think 2... Okay, so...
2 movies...
I can't say
2 movies a year ain't gonna work.
I think...
It's not gonna work.
I think it will, because not Star Wars, but Marvel's proved that it works.
For Marvel.
I think that Disney needs to do... We'll get more into into Solo, but I think that Disney needs to do it in a different way. Like, if you're gonna do a story and you're gonna do a saga and you release them 9 months apart, I don't see any reason why that shouldn't work. And I think some of the things that happened in this movie could lead into other movies that could also lead into, you know what I mean? I think
I don't know if they will.
Right. Well, gosh, who knows? But I'm just saying, like, I think that you could do a February movie or a March movie or April or whatever, and then you could do a December movie, and I think it could work. Marvel's doing February, May, and what, July?
But Marvel has proven...
And they've proved themselves.
Proven it.
Of course they have.
They have the right, they have the power, they have the magic, and people are going to go...
They do, and
it.
I agree, but I think...
Star Wars, people are being burned. I don't see it happening. I think they're going to look at this and be like...
But how do you do one
Let's
movie
just
a
do
year
December.
when it's like you have a trilogy with Rian Johnson and you have a God knows...
It's easy. That's a lot of output, man. That is a lot of output.
No, but I'm saying, okay, so Rian Johnson's working on this, right? So then what? The first movie... So episode 9's 2019?
Yeah, it was next December.
So then Rian Johnson's has presumably going to be 2020, 2022. So then I guess the other people are going to be 2021. I don't
movie
know.
a year, man.
I feel like that's just it's way too long to do a movie a year.
No.
That's just my thoughts.
No way. I think it's perfect.
Um,
Give fans a chance to get that anticipation up again. You know?
They can every 9 months.
Yeah.
Or I mean,
I think it would be stupid of them.
so let's go back to Solo.
Great fun.
Yeah. What was your, what did you think of the characters, first of all?
Most of them, I loved them all. I really did.
Even Paul Bettany is
I didn't mind him at all.
Scratch Face. I can't remember what his name is.
I don't know why people
Is it Dryden Voss?
Yeah, I don't know why people don't like him. Like, he was fine.
I thought so too. I thought he wore a cape in a really cool and exciting way. Kind of hunched over here. I don't know, I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite character was Han Solo, which it should be, but everyone who was like acting coaches and he's not Harrison Ford and blah blah blah, like, I don't want him to be Harrison Ford because that's impossible to begin with, and B, I thought he was Han Solo.
Yeah.
To me.
He had that swagger.
And he had that
the smirk.
He thinks he's better. That he'll get out of any situation. And
Yeah. He was good, man. And him and Chewie. Chewie was the best Chewie's ever been in this movie.
By far.
They gave him so much action.
Yes, they did.
And, like, you saw Chewie do stuff that you've never seen Chewie do in this one. And it was sweet.
Yeah.
Those two together were great.
I liked Lando. I loved Lando, but he was not the Lando, in my opinion. It wasn't like he deserves his own movie.
No,
he's so great. I was just like,
he's
good.
Yeah.
He's part of this movie.
I mean, people saying that, oh, he is the standout in
No.
He's fine.
Yeah, he was
fine.
He was.
They're
good.
all fine. Like, everyone did a good job.
I liked.
I like Woody Harrelson.
This is the
I
best
liked
Emilia Clarke. Other than, she was better than Sarah Connor, I guess, in that comparison.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought she did a really good job in this movie.
She did. She was good. I liked it.
I liked that little monkey
Rio.
Six-armed dude or whatever he was.
Rio.
Who was he? Do you know the actor?
It was Jon Favreau.
Oh, was it? I was like, well, it was funny because I was thinking that too. I was like, this sounds like Jon Favreau.
It is.
But why would Jon Favreau be this boy?
No, it is.
All right, well, that's cool. Well, then that was nice. Clint Howard.
I liked him.
Stand out.
Well, that was
Standout.
It was fun to see Clint Howard in a Star Wars.
Yeah. That was cool.
And they really Clint Howard.
Clint Howard did him up.
Yeah, they really did. He is,
Yeah, he was funny. L3.
She's the only one that I didn't care that much about.
Yeah.
I just didn't. And I'm normally not one of those people who really gives a shit about, hearing this political crap and pushing agendas and this and that. But they really did kind of lay on the, I'm a woman and woman equality and I'm a robot and.
Well, I mean, it was droid equality.
Yeah, but you knew what they were doing and. It was just kind of like, ooh, this is a little pushy. But it didn't take me away from this story, but I could see okay, this robot is that for people. I can see people being like, this is why they're giving this robot issues, because they did lay it on a little thick.
I'm listening to the Han Solo Last Shot book, and L3 is in it with Lando. A little bit before this time period.
Yeah.
And she is not as pushy as she is in the movie. Like, in the book, like, she's, like, there was a part where it was just, like, where she, like, you know, went and bit back at him, and it was like, you don't really have to do that right now. You know what I mean? Like, where you really have to say, or robot rights, and it's like, okay, we get it. We understand you. We want you to liberate these droids, like, that's fine, but, like, you don't have to just snark back at him when you clearly are partners, you're clearly his co-pilot, you care for this dude, like, just let him and you have that normal relationship of equals, not even necessarily droid and human.
She works for some people, and she doesn't work for others.
Yeah.
For Katie, it worked.
Really?
She actually felt, like, emotions when
she died?
Yeah.
Oh, see, for me, I didn't, like, K2, oh my gosh, the waterworks.
I didn't even have emotions for him either.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
Because the droid thing for me is always weird. Like, while I love C-3PO and R2-D2, it's mostly because I grew up with those droids. They're in all those movies, and it's fun to see. It's like a nostalgia thing to see them. But
you don't think about them as being humans?
No.
Oh.
No, because they're not. It's kind of like the Transformers. They're sentient beings, but it's like, yeah, but they're robots. I mean, they're just...
Yeah, but if Optimus Prime dies, you cry.
Well, I didn't cry.
You didn't
cry? I didn't cry when that movie in 1986 happened. No, I was like, this is a cartoon. I mean, even then, I was 9, 10 years old.
I was pretty emotionally affected by
I didn't care. Not at all. Man. I was just like...
So well, clearly you don't care about robot rights.
I just don't... I mean, it's just... They're robots, you know?
Yeah, but they almost have, like...
You can put them back together, you know?
I will say this about one thing that did kind of... And I hope... Well, who knows if we'll get a sequel, but if they ever do explain... Like, with L3 being part of...
The Falcon?
Yeah, that was kind of weird because I was like... But... You know, can you talk to her now?
I think they made it sort of, I think they did that as like a subtle little fun twist way of why Han always calls her she.
I just assumed it was she because you always call ships she. Just like you usually call cars
well, now
she.
It's like they pushed it even further. Like the Falcon is a she.
Okay. I didn't really think about it like that. That's fine. And I guess if that's the only explanation we get, I'll accept it. But I was just kind of like, to your point, if you can go and just put the robot's consciousness in another robot, then you'd think that you would still be able to interact with her as the Falcon. Like, why isn't she talking to me right now? Yeah, but whatever. Okay, so, you know, it's kind of like Westerns, adventurous. It's, you know, what did you think of even, like, I like the introduction of him. Like, right off the get-go, I was like, this is Han Solo. This kid's, he's got it.
I liked it.
Didn't mind the scrawl, the non-crawl, the...
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
I like that infest nest...
Girl?
Yeah.
Female? Human?
I mean, it didn't like... I wasn't like, you know, when it was a girl or anything like that. It was like, this character is badass.
Yeah.
And like, especially when during the train stuff,
I
was like,
gosh,
oh my gosh, so cool.
Like this. Yeah.
These pirates are awesome.
Yeah.
On their little speeder bikes.
Swoop bikes.
Okay.
Which we have not seen.
Well, they were awesome.
There's a lot of EU stuff in this movie too.
Like, I want those. I want that character with her bike as a toy.
Oh, as a toy? Well, we'll never see that. But,
well, yeah, you will. What are you talking about?
Will we?
It's already out.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah, there's a black series of
a
big set.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, but I want like a bigger, like an actual like...
Yeah, like a 12-inch Hot Toy.
Or like a, you know, statue or something like that. But I like that character. It was cool, like, that they, you know...
They're good.
Essentially rebels.
Yeah. Well, they are the spark of the rebellion in this movie.
So, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, there was... I can't remember all of them. I'm not going to go through everything, but, like, I didn't see tags in Bink at all. Did you?
No.
I didn't understand.
There's Easter eggs though in throughout.
Yeah,
for sure. This fun little.
But did you? I know you weren't a video game fan, but did you ever play that Star Wars fighting game for the PlayStation?
No.
So the Star Wars fighting game it was called like Legends of the Terra Kai or something.
Oh, I
like
know.
that.
I do know that like was like the fighting style.
That's the
right?
fighting style of Kira, which is also the fighting style of Darth Maul, which we'll talk about. And then she also mentioned the Zam sisters, which are these two twin sisters who happen to be in Shadows of the Empire, who use that fighting style. So that was like, when I heard that stuff, I was like, what? Shadows of the Empire? There was other Han Solo books, there was 2 books back in the day that told Han Solo origins, and they pulled some stuff from there as well. I liked how he got his name. I thought that was cool. Like, it was just like, whatever.
Yeah, people are hating that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
It didn't bother me.
It was fine.
I mean, but I was kind of like... there is a... It's like, why at all? Why do it at all? Why can't his name be Han Solo? You know what I mean?
Oh.
What's the big deal? Do we have to know everybody's last name? Like, why do they call you that? It's not a weird name, especially in the Star Wars
no,
universe.
it's a normal name.
Scissor Punch? I mean...
Yeah.
Like, so to me, it was kind of like... I didn't care, but I also was like, this isn't needed. Like, why isn't his name just Han Solo? Who cares?
Right.
Like,
does it imply that his name is going to be like
Seaver?
Something else later, do you think? Or
No.
do you think it just doesn't matter?
No. I mean, so it was like, who cares? I don't know. That was it didn't bother me. I didn't roll my eyes or anything like that. I was just kind of like, well, this wasn't needed. Like, his name is just Han Solo. Who cares? Like Luke Skywalker. You know? Like,
well, obviously Skywalker does
Leia
mean
Organa,
something pretty huge.
But I mean...
I get what you're saying. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In a movie of a thing that doesn't matter.
So they kind of didn't really need to do that.
Yeah.
You know? That was silly.
What did you think of the Castle Run?
It was cool. That was like one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Like that, all of that stuff was really fun. Like, just really cool. Visually, it was really awesome.
It was really, yeah. And I like that they had to, that gave me some emotion, that they had to take over the ship. Because at first, when it was just Lando and L3, I was like, but I want to see Han and Chewie. And then when they did it, I was like, oh, yay!
Yeah.
I was so happy with that.
Yeah.
Ugh. Any of those little moments.
And they brought in, like, some music,
Oh, yeah. Can we talk about the soundtrack? Because I loved it. I've been listening to it nonstop.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
The worst track, and no offense, but is the John Williams theme. And the reason why is because it just does not fit the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie, you can tell, like, especially because I've been listening to How to Train Your Dragon themes, or soundtracks leading up to this, and John Powell has his own distinct adventure sounds, and, like, the second track on the album is called Meet Han, and listen to that track. It's very cool, and you feel like that high adventure, and so the John Williams song is great. It's a good theme song, but again, it just doesn't fit the rest of the soundtrack. But it's good. You should listen.
Yeah, I like the soundtrack. It was sweet, and all the little flourishes from the original trilogy.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was very cool.
Yeah, they played the Imperial March when we saw the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
For a second, but they did.
Yeah.
What? You didn't like that?
Well, did you notice it was like a propaganda song?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a little like... So now it's a song within the movies?
But they do it in Rebels. And they did it a really good way because they had an Imperial... It was called Imperial Day. And whoever... I can't remember the composer of Rebels, but he made like this... It was a propaganda song out of the Imperial March.
Okay, well that's...
And I was like, oh, okay, they kind of did the same thing in this. So I thought that was cool. I really the creatures in this movie. They went all out. That was one of the
people
best
hated
things.
that
What?
Proxima
Midnight. I know Proxima Black. What was her name?
I don't know.
Because she sounded like the girl who's in Infinity War.
Well, you mean no? The name was Proxima, but it was something. It was
Yeah,
something
that's what I
Proxima or
mean. But who's the girl in Infinity War again? Isn't her name Proxima?
It was Proxima Midnight.
Right. So and this lady was like Proxima Black or something.
I don't know. But either way,
They didn't like that thing.
no, I liked it.
I
was
loved
like, okay,
it.
this to me still feels like Star Wars. Like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of fans. Who
I have not read
that
all
type
this
of stuff.
I haven't
like
read all that stuff.
that takes them out of the movies for some reason.
What?
Or it's out
A new
of place.
creature?
It's very odd to me, like why people who grew up with those movies find some weird thing with creatures, and creatures that talk. And I don't know. I don't get it. Like, who cares? Like, they've always been a part of Star Wars.
Yes.
And they're always going to be a part of Star Wars.
I hope so.
And to me, it totally is like a Muppet thing. Because Muppets have been a part of Star Wars since the beginning. So I don't know. Like, I like it. I thought it was a really cool animatronic / CG thing.
I flipped out over it. And then the dude who looks like almost like a Stargate character thing, the one who had like that head thing, the one who was like the taskmaster for Proxima.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't look like Stargate guy, but just that, how that thing goes back. But yeah, I love the creatures in this. I thought they were really cool. I thought the yacht with all the high society things, it was funny, and Chewbacca double
The creature singing.
fisting. That was like, that's one thing I did not like. And no, it's just like I just didn't like the music of it. It wasn't like Yub Yub or Max Rebo. It's just, I just didn't like that. Bing bung bung. Like, I just didn't like it. I love that song in Force Awakens. I love that weird Jamaican song. But I just didn't like this song. But again, I thought it was cool. Like, hey, John Powell got to make this really weird yacht song. So cool for him. Who, I don't know, like Woody Harrelson was fun. I liked that he was like that bad, like, the fact that they got to do that whole war scene.
Yeah.
Like, again, that was awesome.
Like, yeah, nothing we had ever seen before, really, in a Star Wars movie. So
Yeah.
It was cool. It was showing you different things.
Yes.
From around that galaxy.
It expanded.
That you had never seen before.
It expanded Star Wars.
So I don't
cool
know.
ways.
I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see it again. I will see it in theaters again
soon. Yeah. All right, so
the thing at the end. What do you think?
The Darth Maul scene.
Darth Maul, folks.
So I'm sitting with. So this, my friend Adam's a huge Star Wars fan, but he talks too much, and I get really annoyed sitting with him sometimes. This movie I didn't care so much because it was so fun. I didn't mind a little banter. I wasn't like The Last Jedi or Force Awakens where I'm like, I gotta know. Like, this was more like, hey, when you and I sit together and we just fucking make fun of the whole movie instead of actually watch it. But but he goes, Darth Maul, and this is me. What? Like, what are you talking? Like, how do you even know? And then he's like, look at his feet, and I was like, oh! Like, and then they pan up, and I was like, oh! So. The only thing I didn't like was when he ignited the lightsaber because it was like, why? We get it. We know.
Well, yeah, because I think they wanted people
who didn't know to be like,
this isn't just one of his species. This is him.
Yeah.
But
I guess, for us who watch Clone Wars, who watch Rebels, who read the comics, who know, like, that he comes back, seeing that it was Ray Park again, and hearing that it was Sam Witwer, that to me was like, okay. And again, it expands the fucking world.
And he mentions Dathomir.
Yes,
which is great. And this stuff is the reason why I want there to be another movie.
Han Solo? Oh, for sure. Because what are you gonna do?
I want to know what she has to do with Maul.
Yep.
And what's going to happen.
Yep.
Like, so it's a shame if that stuff doesn't get to be explored. You know, I mean, ultimately we know, if you are a fan of Rebels, you know what happens to Darth Maul anyway, but
his
not
fate.
during this little bit.
Right.
You're like, you know, you want to see where this is going. So.
Yeah, and it also, because they've been doing really, like, you know, we've been complaining about it, Christian on Jedi Council's been complaining about, or I guess I've been complaining about it in Christian, but, like, how they really haven't been doing good with, like, bringing canon together. This, to me, was like, okay, this is really nice that you're doing this, because the only, like, this does clearly tie into Rebels and Clone Wars, and it makes them not completely shit on the prequels. Bringing in a character and putting him in now, I was like, okay, you just checked off these boxes for me. Yes.
They had the Duel of the Fates.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So it was, and you know, hey, you got Ray Park. I read that Ray Park, like, they called him. He was on a plane before they even finished the phone call to come out.
Yeah.
So I hope they do a sequel, because that would be really cool to get him back. And also, that last mention that Beckett does and Han Solo says, like, oh, there's a big time gangster on Tatooine, we gotta go in for this job. Because that could tie, if they do this Boba Fett thing, they could tie directly into how they know each other, and, you know, during this heist or whatever they end up doing that.
Because it's still, you know, again, it's still 10 years before A New Hope.
Yep.
And clearly, you know from the original trilogy that Han has been dealing with Jabba for years.
And Jabba likes him.
You know?
At least in the first one. He likes him.
Well, I mean, forget all that crap. But what I mean is...
Well, what do you mean?
Like, New Hope, Jabba, and Han, who cares
well,
about
whatever,
that
but I'm just saying
I hate that
that
stuff.
Yeah.
But you just know anyway, from Han always saying, you know, oh, don't worry, Jabba's going to get his money, blah, 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 blah. So there is a history there. So this could be a long history, you know, a 13-year long history of Han doing stuff for Jabba.
I fully expect if they do a sequel, we're seeing Jabba. we're seeing them go back to Tatooine, for sure. Yeah. And then they'll probably throw in Obi-Wan in the sequel that may or may not ever happen.
I don't know, man. I just... It's a shame, because this was a fun movie. And it's, you know, it's not like, in the end, it's not like LucasFilm / Disney is really hurting.
I think they could throw away this movie.
You know, because, like...
They just made their $4 billion
They are the richest, you know, most...
Them and Apple are, like, the richest companies.
Well, I mean, ridiculous. Ridiculous amounts of money at Disney.
For sure.
So, I don't think financially it's really going to hurt them at all. But I think ego-wise, I think they might be a little hurt that this wasn't... It didn't go off as planned, and clearly Star Wars isn't bulletproof.
So
as some say. You know?
What do you think? Because I think that word of mouth, I guess, from fans like us, will make some more money next week.
You hope.
I hope. I also think that they'll do it. They'll stay the course. I don't think that there's a bunch of them, like, scrambling around and going, what are we going to do? Are we course correcting? Like, how are we going to do this? We're DC now. I think they'll do another one. And I think they'll just do it. They'll probably go, Ron, come back from the beginning, and, like, let's, you know what I mean? Like, let's really give these guys what they want. Because if they read the positive comments, and there are a lot of them, you know, people love this movie and are shocked that it didn't resonate with other people. But to what you said, The Last Jedi, man, that was the most divisive Star Wars film ever made, and
that
probably will be
issue.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. So what do you think they're going to do, though? Do you think they'll forge ahead, or do you think they'll just completely wipe everything off and start over?
I don't know. I don't know. If I were them, I would throw some goodwill out and just say, hey, we're doing Obi-Wan. You know, let everyone know that, okay, well, we're going to give you a movie that you actually did want and you do want to see. I mean, because I feel like this Obi-Wan thing has been locked and loaded forever.
Did they announce Han Solo from the start? Because I can't remember if Disney doesn't go, this is our... Okay, so they did when they bought it. They said, you're getting Force Awakens, you're getting a Boba Fett film, you're getting Rogue One, and I think that's it, right? And obviously, you know, episodes 8 and 9, they announced... I think that was their lineup.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they did the whole Solo thing.
Yeah, well, I remember it was at the London...
Yeah, but people knew that Solo
People knew about it beforehand, yes. It was long rumored, so when they announced it, nobody was shocked and nobody cared.
Yeah, it wasn't a shock at all.
So, you know, that's the other thing about the Boba Fett announcement, is that it doesn't come as a surprise, because they really did say it at the beginning, we are making a Boba Fett film. It wasn't a shock at all. But what do you...
I would rather them just do Obi-Wan and then...
use that goodwill to make another Han Solo movie? Do you think... Okay, here's the other thing. That kid...
As a fan, I would like to see other Han Solo movies, but I just don't know if it's going to happen.
Alden Ehrenreich said he was signed on for 3 movies.
Yeah, but so was Jyn Erso.
Was she? What?
Yeah, they just... It's standard thing now. Everyone signs for multiple pictures.
Knowing that you're going to die, like, how does that even make physical sense?
She could be in other things that don't have to do with after Rogue One.
Well, I guess what
sign on.
Right. What I'm asking you is then, do you think if we didn't get a sequel, will we see his Han Solo show up in the Boba Fett movie? In the Obi-Wan movie. You know what I mean? Like,
not
maybe
Obi-Wan.
like that's his 3...
I don't know Obi-Wan. There's
right.
no reason for
it doesn't make any sense. Unless he walked by, you know, like Obi-Wan goes to Jabba's palace and, you know, Han is just there talking to Boba Fett, pimping on women.
I don't know. Remember, because Han really thinks all that stuff is hokum and...
No, I'm saying is like, you know how you see that shot of Boba Fett.
I know, but there's no reason.
There is no reason, but
no
again...
reason to put Han Solo in there. No.
Okay.
I don't think they'd do something like that. They're not George Lucas. And that's another thing that kind of bothers me, is that all these whiners are like, bring George Lucas back. He knew what was going on. He understands. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know anything. Well, you fuckers hated it. Remember that? You hated when George Lucas made those prequels. A vast majority of you did. And now you're like, bring him back. No.
You even hated the special editions.
He still is like... He's lost touch of his creation. That's why he let it go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm okay with other people playing in this sandbox.
I am too. And I have nothing against Kathleen Kennedy. I do feel... there should be somebody else. Kathleen Kennedy is here. There should be an underboss who is tying the galaxy together. I do believe in that. I think Kathleen Kennedy is a very good businesswoman. I think Kathleen Kennedy cares about this world, but I do think that she's too business and not enough fans. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but you can't give the fans everything.
No, you can't give them everything you want, but come on. When every single fan says, give me an Obi-Wan movie, and you decide not to...
Well, I'm sure not every fan out there wants to see an Obi-Wan movie.
Okay, 97%.
You know? Because I think a lot of them want to see new things.
Of course, but you and I want to see new things, but we would definitely want to see an Obi-Wan movie.
Expand the universe.
Yeah.
You know, stop going back to all these characters.
Right. I agree.
It's already like people love them. They're done. It's already you know these characters and they're loved. Leave them alone.
Right.
Like now, let's see some new characters that we can fall in love with, like you did with Force Awakens. You know.
And
I
Rebels.
love Rey.
I mean, people love Rebels.
Yeah, I know. But for me, I guess I don't care as much.
I know you don't, but yes.
Um.
So So, okay, well, whatever. Maybe we'll see some. We hope to see another sequel. We don't know what's going to happen.
It's really going to be interesting to see what happens and when they're going to officially announce things.
Well, that's the other thing. They really haven't officially announced anything in a long time, either. It's been years.
Well, no, other than the Jon Favreau.
I'm saying officially said, this is what's happening.
It hasn't been years. It was this year where they did Rian Johnson's trilogy. Well, even last year they did that. The Benioff and Weiss was this year.
I know it was all this year, but
so
I'm saying
yes,
they haven't
did
said
stuff.
What those things are.
Well, no, because they don't know yet. Rian Johnson doesn't even know yet.
He doesn't know. He's just writing these.
Every single time somebody says, "Where are you?" He's like, we are just figuring everything out.
Really? Okay, I don't know. I haven't read his Twitter in a while.
No, yeah, he's like, we are.
I know he's very
trying
active.
to break what this whole thing is going to be.
Okay.
You know, and I feel that's the way with. I mean, the
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones dudes are shooting Game of Thrones.
Right.
They're not even like.
Well, they're in a whole. Yeah. Right.
You know?
Well,
but they
Favreau's
were
writing.
Announced. Yes, we know that
he's writing.
He's doing
things.
that. They have 6 scripts done for the show.
Jedi, 7 years, right?
It's something like that.
Or
it's
maybe
7 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is awesome that we're getting that time period. Because I'm really sick of staying in between 4 and 5.
I hate all that.
I'm really sick of that.
All that.
And 3
and I hate
4.
before that.
Other than Obi-Wan.
I feel like if you're going to go before that, go way before that.
Oh, well,
for any of the Skywalker stuff, anything. Like, they keep, like, hanging out in this little area, you know? Like, let's go. Let's see some new people, some new creatures, some new, you know, group of people that we can, like, hang out with and get invested in.
I think it's scary. I mean, and as a business, I think it's scary because...
Yeah, but clearly...
Now, maybe this is the kick in the pants that they needed. You know, with this movie making no money, maybe they're thinking, okay, we have to change our mindset. But I'm saying up until this point, I can understand from a business perspective, it's pretty bankable to see Chewbacca. Or to see Darth Vader, to see, you know what I mean? To see everyone that we know.
Yeah, but they can't keep doing it.
They can't keep doing it. Of course not, but I guess from a business perspective, I can understand that. But now, people didn't care about your Han Solo. So...
And clearly people didn't care about Last Jedi as far as changing up the universe.
I'm still...
It showed really how one-sided fans are and how they they say they want something different, but they really don't. They honestly just want the same course for these types of saga films to go exactly how they want them to go, which is to almost match what has gone before, because they don't like deviation. Clearly it throws people off. It threw us off.
Yeah.
Even though I came to understand and even enjoy what had happened, but it still was like, whoa, this isn't what we thought was going to go down. This isn't what normally happens in a Star Wars movie. People didn't like it.
There's a lot of things I love about
There's a reason why JJ is coming back.
Right. But, I mean, you know, we've talked about it. Like, if you just saw Luke tear shit up and then die, then I think it just would have made... It would have changed that entire movie. It would have changed every single cry. I guarantee.
But it still doesn't change... But it would have changed what Luke was standing for. And that's why they didn't do it. So it's really choices. Just to hear us be like, ooh!
Yes.
That's all. That's all it is. It's not a story thing. It's a visual thing. Like, let's see Luke use his powers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it would have been so great.
Yeah, but I mean...
You would not have complained.
But I didn't complain.
No, I know.
It wasn't a complaint.
No, I'm just saying
it
would have been really great to see that.
It was cool, but I understand, like...
I get the choices
where they went.
Why they did it.
JJ wouldn't have done that.
Nope. JJ would have had a sweet-ass fight sequence
He might have still killed Luke.
Oh, he would have killed Luke.
But he probably would have done it
in a cool way.
In a really visual, crazy...
That's all I'm saying.
You know.
That's all I'm saying. I get why Rian Johnson did what Rian Johnson did for that movie, but I do think at some point, when you're dealing with the characters that we believe exist in our world, that you have to placate a little bit to the fans. Now, with all new characters, do whatever you want. Anything you want. Go crazy, because I don't know them. I don't care about them. I might learn to care about them, but I don't have 30 years of love invested.
Well, we're also a bunch of spoiled brats.
We're also,
so,
we're definitely
look at,
brats.
people complain about Star Wars, and there could be no Star Wars.
True.
But we're getting Star Wars, and people are complaining about it.
Yeah.
It's not what we wanted.
I think that this... Okay, so let's rank this and then kind of give our afterthoughts, our overall thoughts. Let's rank it in comparison to everything else.
Well, rank it. It's in my ranks.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Let's give them...
Well, my overall thought was it's a great movie. People should go out and give it a shot. Because it is really fun. You know? If you take your silly, 40-plus year, nostalgia away from it and just have fun with a Star Wars movie, it's fun. Give it a shot. That's my...
Han shot first.
And he did.
I know, I thought that was
movie.
Great.
And I saw it coming from a million miles away.
Yeah, but it's so cool.
All right, so I have the 10 Star Wars movies, and this is my list from worst to best.
Okay.
For me.
Mine's from best to worst, but go on.
Worst to best for me.
I'll just switch
Folks,
it around, yeah.
You can love what you love, you can hate what you hate, but this is my list of best to worst. Worst to best. 10 is The Phantom Menace. I hate the movie. Hate it. I hate it. I think it's terrible. Just terrible. 9 is Attack of the Clones. Real close. 8 is Revenge of the Sith.
I'm seeing a trend.
7 is Rogue One. Because honestly, there's some cool things in it, but the best thing is the last 10 minutes of that movie. 6 is The Last Jedi for me, because I didn't hate it, but there's things in it that aren't that great, but there's things in it that are great. 5 is Han Solo.
Okay.
Or Solo. So it's right there in the middle. It's a great movie. But there's movies for me that are better.
Well, yeah.
4 is Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
I love The Force Awakens. I could watch it any day of the week. I think it's a great movie. And unfortunately, Last Jedi kind of...
jacked that movie up.
Kind of messed with it so that I kind of don't want to watch Last Jedi after Force Awakens. Even though, you'd have to bridge to what's going to happen in 9, but I feel like Force Awakens and 9 are probably going to be the 2 movies out of the saga that are like the go-tos. Because I think 9 is going to be great. I think JJ is really going to stick that landing and make it something awesome and special for
Well, I also think that... I think 9 is going to... I don't want to say correct the mistakes of 8, but I think it's going to make that a complete trilogy that makes sense and that we don't... The bad things about 8 don't feel as bad, so that you will want to watch it all in one big package and maybe not skip around.
Well, I hope so.
I hope so, too.
So my number 3 is A New Hope. Number 2 is Empire Strikes Back.
No!
Yep. And my number 1 Star Wars movie of all time is Return of the Jedi. Love it. I think it's fantastic.
I got my list is very similar. So I'll start. Phantom Menace, yeah. We've talked about it so much. Just whatever, it's bad. Attack of the Clones, bad. Sith, getting a little better. So what was that? So 10, 9, 8, 7. It's The Last Jedi. You know what though? I screwed up. So actually, I forgot to put in Rogue One. So it would be Rogue One. Then The Last Jedi.
Okay, so far we're the same.
Then Han Solo.
Same.
Then The Force Awakens.
Same.
Then Empire. Then A New Hope. And then Jedi. And the only reason why is Jedi, we've always had the same thing, but Empire to me, I understand why it's a brilliant movie and how many people consider it the best of all of them, and I get it. I get all of it. But A New Hope is a movie that I feel is so much fun, and it's such an adventure, and I don't know. It's not sad. It's not like, woo, like that's how The Empire feels many times. And I'll make this bold statement, which I made online. I think that Han Solo is the most fun Star Wars movie since A New Hope. And some people might disagree, and that's fine, and you're entitled to whatever your opinions, but it's not doom and gloom. And a lot of these Star Wars movies have such heavy things behind them that you can't just turn off your brain and have fun. You're thinking about, what if Anakin turns into Darth Vader? What if Darth Vader kills his son? Like, what if Luke dies? What if Harry Fisher is a Mary Poppins? You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many things that you have to... And even The Force Awakens, which I think is a lot of fun, I'm still thinking about, oh man, Kylo Ren is his son, and he killed his dad, and like, what's that do to Leia? And like, where's Luke? Like, there's so much heaviness in some of these movies that I couldn't just turn my brain off and have a fun Star Wars adventure. So I think Han Solo and A New Hope are the most fun Star Wars movies that are made. So there you go.
So that's it, folks.
That's it. Yeah.
Those are our lists.
But clearly we both enjoyed it. We both think that you should go see it. If you haven't yet, the thing is like, I don't know any people personally who didn't like Han Solo. I've read a lot of shit online and critics and blah, 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 but personally, every single person that I know loved it. Not even liked it, like they straight up loved that movie. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, subscribe, right? Down there.
Yeah, man.
Down there.
Do it.
Somewhere.
Subscribe. Talk to us. Get in those comments and let us know. I'm sure you'll...
Oh, I cannot wait to read some of these comments.
yeah. But again, that's this is our opinion.
But we'll have a fun debate. That's the other thing. We've said it many times throughout this episode. You are entitled to your opinions. We're not here to shit on anyone's opinions of what they feel about the movie. Or
but if you
movies.
Do cross lines, I mean, you're just... It's gone.
Just don't be a jerk, Just we get it. Things are allowed to be shown from different sides. It's only a Sith deals in absolutes, people. So just have fun with it.
Do that. Subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification so you
little bell
know when all of our videos are coming on strong. And
with the Force. Can we talk about the live show? When are we going to put this out? Or do we not talk about it?
Well, it doesn't matter because the live show is tomorrow night.
That's true. All right. So never mind.
But this will go up soon.
Okay.
Anyway, you're watching it now. And then, make sure to check out our TeePublic because we've just added some more 80s and early 90s nostalgia shirts.
Nice.
And some more are coming. So please check out teepublic.com/lowbudgetpictures. It's got a bunch of our movie shirts, but some 80s fun on there as well, and early 90s. And, check us out on Instagram. Everything is right down here in the show notes, folks.
Yeah.
All of our links are there.
Yeah.
Go link it up. Support, spread the word, talk to us.
And we can say this. 300 subscribers, we're giving away a mystery box.
Oh, yes, please. Right now, I believe we're at 263.
Oh.
So please,
that's good.
Keep spreading the word.
Yeah.
We hit that 300 subs, and somebody out there in the comments is going to get a special geeky mystery box filled with all sorts of fun and nostalgia.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for checking us out. Thanks for listening, watching, supporting, and
Yeah, see you next time. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.